Welcome to our channel. In this video showcases the history of travel and transportation in Nepal. 01 Before the highways, Old Hetauda Bridge was used before roads, shown in 1853 drawing by Henry Ambrose Oldfield, and photographed by Clarence Common Taylor in 1863. Bhimphedi Trail was accessible for carts and baggage animals, but the path over the mountains was rugged. Beyond Bhimphedi Trail was the week-long route for people and goods to travel to Kathmandu Valley via Kulakani, Chitlong, Chandragiri Pass, and Thangkot before highways connected the valley to Terai areas. The settlement of Bhimphedi. Before there were highways connection to the valley, Bhimphedi used to be the starting point of travel to the Kathmandu Valley, which took about 2 days. Road to Sisagari Pass on way to Kathmandu Valley from Bhimphedi began the walk over the Sisagari Pass, through the Chitlong Valley and over the Chandragiri Range. The above photo is part of way to Sisagari Pass. Photo taken by Captain C.J. Morris in 1926 AD. This 1960s photo features a rope bridge in a remote hill area of Nepal. The Bhimphedi-Thangkot Trail was the main route to the Kathmandu Valley due to its challenging and lengthy path. Rope bridges were an innovative solution used to cross rivers in remote regions. Submerged road, Marku River. Popular trail to Kathmandu Valley, with Chandra Shumsher's 1911 suspension bridge, now underwater. 1928 photo. Porterage of heavy goods to Kathmandu. Basically every goods to Kathmandu Valley were ferried by group of porters taking turns. Here a group of porters balance and carry a heavy goods near the Marku River, taking it to Kathmandu Valley. The photo is taken from the book written by Percival Landon, published in 1928 AD. Porters carrying a car through Chitlong Valley to Kathmandu before modern roads. Only route for goods until Tribhuvan Highway built in 1956 AD. 64 men carried a Mercedes to Kathmandu in 1950. The car was speculated to be Hitler's gift to the King of Nepal. It was exchanged for an American car in India. The first commercial cycle shop, named Pancha Narayan Asta Narayan, was established at Kamalachi, Bhimphedi in 1925. By the around 1970s, Kamalachi had become a hub for bicycle shops. In a 1926/28 photo of the Maski family in Guheshwari, Kathmandu, a man is proudly showing off his rare cycle. Kathmandu had modern roads, but no highways until 1956. Cars were carried over Chitlong Pass by porters, mainly used by the upper class, especially the Ranas. Cost is hard to estimate adjusted for inflation. 03 Railways in Nepal. Ranas built 2 railways in Nepal, Raxaul-Amlekhgunj, NGR, and Jayanagar-Janakpur-Bijalpura, NJJR. Raxaul-Amlekhgunj Railway built with British assistance in 1927. In 1927, the first of the railways of Nepal was opened between Amlekhgunj and Raxaul on the Indian frontier. Photo taken by Durga Man Chitrakar on the occasion of a visit by the then Prime Minister from the book, Changing Faces of Nepal. The 39 km Raxaul-Amlekhgunj Railway was important for reaching Bhimphedi, but stopped in the mid-1960s after Tribhuvan Highway was built. The Raxaul-Amlekhgunj and Jayanagar-Janakpur-Bijalpura were not the only railways that ran in the country. Koshi Project Railway linked Dharan Chatra to Bhimnagar for Koshi Barrage construction in 1958-62. Railways and ropeways operated until the early 70s. 04. Aviation in Nepal. Part I. Tribhuvan Airport was built on Gaucharan cow pasture, landing first in 1949. The old 3,700 feet runway with grazing cows was replaced in 1966 with a 6,600 feet one. The travel distance of 10 to 14 days was now reduced to less than an hour. Bairahawa, Samara and Bharatnagar were the other town connected initially. The Tribhuvan Highway or By Road construction of the first road connecting the valley to the outside was initiated in 1953 AD with the assistance from Government of India. The first road connecting Kathmandu Valley to the outside was built with Indian government's assistance in 1953. This photo shows the By Road in the 1960s. The 158 km Tribhuvan Highway, later popularly known as By Road, was completed in 1956. For the first time in history, vehicles could travel to Kathmandu Valley. Tribhuvan Highway, 158 km long but only 32 km from Hetauda to Nabais. Twists and turns, descends 8,000 feet in 58 km. Vehicles prefer other highways. Photo. Barha Gumti section with 12 turns. Tunnel on Tribhuvan Highway, 785 feet long, 9 feet wide, built in 1927 under Chariya Range. Abandoned in 1960s for highway bypass. New 1964 ropeway replaced Chandra Shumsher's old system, hauling materials from Hetauda to Tiku. Hetauda-Kathmandu cargo ropeway transported 22 tons of goods daily for 10 hours over 42 kilometers. Highways and cheaper fuel led to its closure in 1994. The remnants of the rusted towers can still be seen in Kathmandu. 07. Nepal Transport Service. The first public transportation in Nepal was started in 1959 by Tuladar brothers with two Chevrolet Viking buses running from Rani Pokhari to Patan Doka via Mongol Bazar Lagankal Jawalahal. On the right are the two brothers who started Nepal Transport Service, and on the left is the bill of the bus they brought in 1961 AD. The cost of the Bedford bus they brought, IRS 8560, $104.11. Bus stand of Nepal Transport Service at the northwestern corner of Rani Pokhari, built in 1962. It was torn down when the overhead bridge was built. On the background is Durbar High School. Sajja Yataya. During 1965, Sajja Yataya, a cooperative public transport organization, established in 1961-62 for affordable transportation. Revived with government participation after some turbulence in the 2000s. 08 Aviation in Nepal. Part IA. The flight tower at the Kathmandu airport in 1960 was. The airport was renamed as Tribhuvan International Airport in 1964 AD. In 1961 AD, Tribhuvan Airport marked the arrival and departure of Queen Elizabeth. The photo shows farewell program to Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip's Duke of Edinburgh at the Kathmandu airport at the end of their visit to Nepal in March of the same year. In 1975 AD, with the joint effort of the ADB and OPEC, the runway 02-20 of TIA was extended to 10,000 feet in length. In the picture is the Arnak Dakota plane in 1970 WIS. During this period and up until early 90 IEs, Arnak was one of the most profitable companies. The photo shows the network of transport and communication in 1960. Up until 1960, the medium of transport was limited with only Tribhuvan Highway to connect the valley to Terai and total of just 5 airport at Kathmandu, Biratnagar, Simra, Pokhara and Bairahawa. The photo shows the network of transport and communication in 1970. By 1970, Arnaco Highway, Prithvi Highway, although not completely, and some section of East-West Highway existed. Aircrafts were preferred medium of transport for the other areas as more than dozen airstrips mostly stole were constructed. Riding cycle in an empty Arnaco Highway between Lokanthali and Kasaltar in 1978 AD. The Arnaco Highway was built with assistance of China in 1969. In its early years there was serious doubts on feasibility of the project as cost of maintaining the road was higher than benefits that was derived from it. This was primarily because it was cheaper to ship the goods from China to Calcutta port and then to Nepal than to transport the goods through Tibet in the Arnaco Highway. The Arnaco Highway however lived on and it did benefit the outer settlements of valley like Banapa, Panadi. Now, this part of the road has been widened to 6 lanes road under assistance of Japan, making it one of the widest roads of Kathmandu Valley. The another prominent highway Prithvi Highway, also built in assistance of China, was started in 1967 and completed in 1974 AD and remains the busiest highway in Nepal. 10 roads and vehicles in Kathmandu by mid-60 IEs. Cars were common in Kathmandu. Cars that were seen in Kathmandu in 1966 AD in Tundahul during the visit of President of USSR. Can you identify the models of car? Let me know in comments below. During late 60 IEs and early 70 IEs, taxis used to be painted in tiger design with stripes all over the body and a tiger's face at the front. This photo dates from around 1968. The taxi is Ambassador model manufactured by Hindustan Motors. A double-decker bus in Kathmandu. Although Kathmandu never had the public double-decker bus, the visiting tourists did bring them when visiting Kathmandu. The English travelers indeed made visit to Nepal in the double-decker buses. These photos were from 1979 AD in Hotel Withys, Kathmandu. This vintage Ford bus belonging to Adarsha Vidya Mandir. AVM. Street. Xavier's Jawalahal and Ashok Cinema Hall, Patan, also had similar buses. They could be seen on the roads till the late 1970s. The trolley bus service started in Kathmandu on December 28, 1975, running from Tripureshwar to Suryabinayak. It was permanently suspended in 2009 and is now just a legacy. The 27 kilometers long ring road was constructed in mid-70 IEs with the assistance of Chinese. While everybody is returning home for Dashain, Hindu Big Festival. Here's the photo of bus to Barhabais, Arnaco Highway 1982 AD.